Hey, how's it going? Nat here. Let's see what's making news. Now, as you probably know, T-Series is the most subscribed channel on YouTube.
Oh, sorry, Nat, that is not correct anymore because
YouTube is now dominated by this guy.
I just dropped these two strangers off in the middle of the wilderness. I just bought this entire grocery store.
This is Mr. Beast. This guy is known for pulling off some next level things.
from big stunts with loads of money on the line to counting to 100,000.
25,620, 25,621, 25,622.
And now he's stepped into the ring of one of the internet's biggest battles.
You see, 5 years back, the internet had their eyes glued to a big rivalry between PewDiePie and a Hindi music video channel named T-Series. Now, T-Series eventually ended up taking the crown, and they've held on to it ever since.
But a few days ago, Mr. Beast announced he'd stolen it, surpassing 266.7 million subscribers and naming the win in PewDiePie's honor. And since the win, his channel has already jumped another 4 million subs.
So it seems like he's going to be hanging on to the title for a little while, unless we can get the BTN YouTube channel to overtake him. Oh. Back to you, Nat. Back to you, Nat. Back to you, Nat. Back to you, Nat.
The Matildas will head to the Olympics with a win under their belt. Last night was a big night for the Tillies, with a win against China in their two-match friendly series in front of a record-breaking crowd of nearly 77,000 people in Sydney. It was an emotional farewell to Matilda's goalkeeping veteran Lydia Williams, who announced she'll be hanging up her gloves after 19 years. She'll head to the Olympics as a reserve, while the rest of the 18-player squad, announced this morning, will look like this. And no, it doesn't include Sam Kerr, who's still recovering from a knee injury. Sony Pictures Entertainment say it's going to start using AI to make movies. The film giant says that movies aren't making the box office money that they used to before the pandemic.
That doesn't sound good.
And they need to find ways to cut the costs of movie making. AI has been a big problem in Hollywood, with actors and writers going on a massive strike last year, demanding protection from things like deepfakes and writing software like ChatGPT. Sony says that it still needs to negotiate with entertainment unions to work out how they can use AI in the future.
What's the fuel source?
So we've got banana peels, AAA batteries, and a computer chip I found on the side of the road. In 3, 2, 1. Ooh. Now that should have worked. Don't know what went wrong.
You know, there's some students in the NT that have this all figured out.
And can you guess what's powering their cars?
Is it a banana skin, a AAA battery, or a computer chip found on the side of the road?
Wrong, it's hydrogen. And these NT students will be racing their hydrogen-fueled cars, which are self-built by the way, in the 2024 Hydrogen Grand Prix in the Gold Coast next week.
To win, it's just to stay in it as long as you can and drive the most laps.
The team will compete against other crews from around Australia in a 4-hour endurance race with only 2 hydrogen fuel cells.
We have to pull in just before those hydrogen cells go empty so we can change them out and keep that battery fully charged.
So what's the big deal about hydrogen? Well, it's a promising source of clean energy that could be used for more than just toy cars. So along with harnessing their STEM skills, the comp is gearing these students up to start thinking about how to tackle future energy challenges.
It's actually broadened my education. Like, we might not have diesel much longer, so really hydrogen might be the next best option.
And if they win, well, they'll have the chance to be crowned world champs at the international final in California. Good luck!
Now it's time for some stories that really know how to ham it up. First up to the US, where one congressman's speech was completely overshadowed by his son sitting in the back. Why? Yeah, that's why. It was hard for folks to pay attention to anything else during the speech, and how could you? But his dad kept going. He had a job to do after all. Now to Kosovo, where about 100 people have braved cold waters to take part in the annual tractor tyre race. Yep, these floaty rings are actually the inner tubes of tractor tyres. And it's a good thing they're so tough, because this course does tend to get a bit rocky. And finally to Sydney, and all aboard the Techno Train. Yes, with bright flashing lights and 60 minutes of train-inspired music, it's a special attraction at this year's Vivid Festival.
It was great. It was good to see all these landmarks just lit up.
Well, that's all from us today. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.